Hi everyone, I'm Kritisha.
And I am Aditya.
And this is Dhikichyau, the podcast, episode 29. And today is Dhikichyau's first birthday. Yay!
Yes. It's already been a year since we started.
I know. This is like so surreal.
Yeah.
Like, what's the voice again?
Exactly.
This very day, na hamle post gareko, our very first episode. So we asked you guys to ask us some questions, like for this particular episode, because we wanted it to be with you guys and we wanted it to be a fun episode. And we did get some questions, but not as many as we thought we would get.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like your episode, say like even though this is like the 1 year birthday khaleko,
Yeah.
it's कस्तो humbling के.
Exactly. It is.
Like जति सोचेको थियो त्यति आएन नि त.
Uh-huh.
So like we still have like a long way to go. Okay?
Yeah, we're still growing. And I like how the pace that we're growing at. So it's good.
I know. Right? So maybe we can start with the questions you guys had asked. हाम्रो पेजमा मेरो पेजमा पनि पर्सनली एन्ड चाउकोमा पनि छ होला अलिअलि. We'll get done with that and like maybe then after that we can move on to हाम्रो experience of how the journey has been for us. So let's just dive into the questions. I think we should start with why the name Dhikichyau, not merry-go-round or chipletio.
Oh, all right. That was a fun question. But I think like many people have asked us about the name, okay? And where did it actually come up from? And most people, they get confused with Dhikichyau र त्यो ढिकी जुन हुन्छ नि लाइक राइस कुट्ने ढिकी अनि कति जनाले चाहिँ ढिकिच्याउ भनेको त्यो ढिकी पनि भन्ठान्दो रहेछ हैन. सो द्याट वाज अ सरप्राइज बट देन हाम्रो चाहिँ आई थिंक लाइक सुरुमा वी वर प्लेइङ अराउन्ड विथ अ लट अफ नेम्स हैन. अनि त्यसपछि आई थिंक वान अब लास्टमा गएर चाहिँ जे पढ्ला द QnA पडकास्ट भनेर राख्दियौँ भनेर चाहिँ हामीले सोचेको थिएन. आई थिंक द फर्स्ट एन्ड वी अल्सो मेड अ लोगो फर इट. सो इट वाज एक्चुअली कल्ड द QnA पडकास्ट बिकज QnA होइन. अनि आई थिंक it was Jyoti होइन. अनि लाइक आई थिंक Kritisha was talking to Jyoti about like names and we were taking suggestions from our friends. अनि Jyoti I think like jokingly said like हुन्छ नि QnA, Dhikichyau
on a Dhikichyau खालेको. I think it was also Jyoti. Jyotiले पनि contribute गरे हो क्या यो नेमको लागि. So Jyoti, if you're watching this, thanks so much.
Yes.
And also like त्यो QnA वाला भयो नि होइन. Like we sat down with a designer and उसले चाहिँ like एउटा डिजाइन बनाइदिएको थियो. Shout out to Ruchi, she is the person behind our logo. अनि त्यो लोगो बनायो and then I came back home अनि like mom dadहरूलाई पनि सबलाई देखाएँ अनि dad was also like आफ्नै नामको पनि राख्ने र टाइप्स गरे क्या मलाई. अनि remember we talked about how we didn't want it to be associated with the two of us but wanted it to have an identity of its own खाले. I think त्यसले पनि कन्ट्रिब्युट गर्यो टु Dhikichyau. एन्ड त्यो भएपछि चाहिँ कस्तो लाइक ओके Dhikichyau भनेर लाइक लेट्स स्लिप ओभर इट खाले भयो एन्ड देन इट स्लोली मेड सेन्स के. अनि एट दिस पोइन्ट इट्स अ मेटाफोर नाउ के.
And I think like त्यति बेला we were like what like Dhikichyau like see so it actually made sense. Then it like हाम्रो the kind of conversations that we used to have because we were always on sitting on two different sides of the same topic. कुनै पनि टपिकको बारेमा कुरा गर्दाखेरि it was always like it started with me and Kritisha, so we'd always like sit on different sides and give different perspectives ko kura on the same topic. So it was just like sitting on a seesaw and going back and forth and that's how we saw our conversations. So त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ it made more sense again. And this was I think we played around with the logo you know. And त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ it just made the whole thing so much more better once we saw the logo and how it was turning out you know. And त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ it just like was perfect.
लोगोले गर्दा पनि हो. लोगो देख्ने बित्तिकै नि झन् क्या ओ माई गड इट मेक सेन्स खाली भइरहेको थियो बिकज देयर इज लिटरली दुईजना पर्सन सिटिङ अन अ सीसॉ के. अनि लाइक रुचिले कस्तो मजाले इन्कर्पोरेट गर्दै थियो क्या त्यो.
I think we should also talk about the logo like so logo ma चाहिँ so there's a lot of components to it like मान्छेहरूले टक्क फर्स्ट टाइम हेर्दाखेरि like mostly notice गर्दैन हैन. But then if you see there's like a box and like half of the letters are outside the box So it's kind of that as
Yeah.
well. So it's like outside the box, khali. And so if you see the
Think outside the box.
the Dhikichyau ko, the two eyes are like two person, you know, and there's a seesaw in the middle, and there's also a change, like there's also a triangle which like symbolizes change.
Signifies change.
Yeah, so there's a lot of thought that went into making the logo and also the colors that we picked, and it was a process which I think we really enjoyed. So
yeah, the entire the logo बनाउने process was so रमाइलो. We sat down with Ruchi for a couple of times, अनि हुन्छ नि कलरको लागि पनि कलर चाहिँ म र चाउ दुवैजना we were okay with blue नै. So like different shades हरू गरेर अनि fonts हरू choose गरेर अनि गर्ने. It was like really fun.
All right.
So, there you have it.
Yes. So,
the thing behind Dhikichyau.
Yes. All right. Next question.
We have a lot of congratulations from our friends and from our listeners. Another question is, what has this whole experience taught you? The podcasting experience.
I think
so many things there.
Right?
Literally so many things.
Yeah, like it's been a year, but feels like short. It feels like a different time. It doesn't feel like short, but it doesn't feel that long. It feels like a year, but it feels like it's been going on forever. At the same time, it feels like we just started yesterday. But then like the whole experience has been like learning and being humble. Like it's been very, very humbling. With time, Suruma, when we started the podcast, it was actually for me, it was actually to just like sit down, have a conversation, and talk about things that have not been like talked about in mainstream media, or just like have a conversation and like learn things. Okay? And for me, it's also kind of an archive about how we think and talk, because like it's every time I look
at that point of time.
So every time you look back at life, like when you were a teenager, when you were like 2 years back, 3 years back, 4 or 5 years back, you look at those pictures and you see like how dumb you were, okay? And so this podcast, I want it like everything I say right now, 5 years down the line, I want to feel dumb, okay? I want to look back and feel dumb, okay, for saying things, okay? And like I wouldn't be able to know exactly key thoughts and key processes or if like your podcast or like it wouldn't actually be out there. Like I think like that's the main reason I post my workout videos as well, okay? Because the progress of the progress and the change is so minute. Changes in our life. It's not always a dramatic 360 change always, it's like
exactly.
Most of the times it's just like small stairs and like so day to day life notice you've like
notice but then like 1 year boy, if you go back and watch or like listen, then it all comes back to you.
Exactly. So when you're walking one step at a time, you don't realize you've already come a kilometer long.
Right.
So it's actually like very important to have archives of things, and I think like that is what this is also, okay? So we didn't start this with a purpose of our monetary value or commercial success in mind. We always started this with self-learning and self-growth, and also like people to share this experience with us. So I think that is what it's been for me. And it's always been like growing experience and like talking to so many different people and learning so many different things, and also trying to see things from different perspectives, and also like researching on so many different topics really helped us grow, man.
I mean, एकदम like yo podcast गरेर I think we delved into so many areas which we wouldn't have delved into already. Because we had the chance to have the conversation with so many people and got the chance to pick their brains. So I think what did it entirely taught you? And each episode there are lessons that we've learned. Okay?
Definitely.
And with the speakers, because we got the chance to have that conversation. And like our first videoma we talked about how it all started how 7 billion people have 7 billion ways of looking at the world so like one episode at a time, one guest at a time, we're like reliving the entire thing and like seeing things from their perspective, and it's like really ramailo. Okay, another question. I want to know, how did you guys start the podcast and basically all the procedures, please?
I think
this is something we get a lot.
Yeah. So I think we get a lot of new and upcoming people who want to start their own podcast, and they're like, "How did you guys start? Like the technical aspect of things and so."
Yeah. And we're like totally in for people who want to start podcasting. We're like always like, we want more podcasts to come up. So I think we get a lot of questions. And I think we've mentioned bits of this in our Purano episodes also, where we talk about how, grow podcast ko entire culture set karna. It's not possible just for us to be doing podcasting, but also other people.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think this is something we get a lot.
Yes.
Timlai चाहिने रहेछ ring light.
Yeah, man. Oh, can you guys see me? Am I still
I can
visible?
see you still.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi is working. I'll just like wait. Welcome to Janakpur. Where were we?
So I was saying, like, how can someone start the podcast? I think the best thing is to just do it. Like, just get started. Like, whatever you have, your resources and everything, like, you can just get started. I think like अगाडि हामी बेसी सोचेर we get stuck.
Yeah, so I think I'll add a lot of a few things.
Yeah.
I think like before we started, we were like very into what kind of guests should we get, equipments or ke चाहिन्छ recording ko लागि and this and that, and I was like एकदमै telling Kritisha, we should do this, we should buy this, this is an investment etauti bhanera. And which was which kind of actually like once we made the investment, it was like because we kind of bought a recorder, which was and just $500 or so. $500-$600 or so. So we bought that recorder and we were like, like so that was one thing. If you look at both of us, I am always on the move. She's at home, or like at this moment, episode has always been like I say online, and we're not using the recorder at all. We're literally using whatever we have, and the quality is still fine. We're using a normal like the camera that I have from years. I'm using the same camera, and she's using an iPhone to record a video, and we're like basically recording this with phone go recorder. So everything like you can literally start off with what you have. A laptop and a phone is all you need. You can literally start like that. So it's very simple.
Because like last time remember I was talking to you about the alumni meet college ko, high school ko. And I was expecting people to ask me questions more related to how your college days were or but then like high school ko and they were so enthusiastic and they really wanted to start their podcast. And I got like so many questions about how one can start the podcast. He was like he was like he was being so honest, he was being so candid, and he was like I really want to start podcasting, but then like I see the podcast and I see aru and like they're using your camera and your recorder and and like how can we get started when we don't have the budget khali kura thyo and I think just wanted to mention like he said, we're just using like phone and laptops. So त्यो बाट पनि गर्न सकिन्छ. So the best thing is to just get started. Once it like takes that momentum, then you can start investing. Because this pochi you'll get the confidence to get started also. So I think the best advice is to just get started. Like gari ala, suru gari ala.
Yeah. And about like some people also asked us about like what softwares and etauti we use for recording. So if you're recording on a phone, the best app that we found is Rode Ko Reporter one app. So which works amazingly good with like recording audio.
Yep.
And then if you want to put your podcast out there, just check out Anchor, right? Anchor is like the best solution to put out your content as a podcast out there.
Every podcast platform,
Yeah.
be it Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, anything. So Anchor मा एकचोटि राखेपछि चाहिँ it'll distribute it to
Everywhere.
all of the other podcast platforms. Yeah.
So Anchor and Road Reporter, keep that in mind. That'll work.
Yes. Another question is the most challenging thing about being podcasters / content creators. I think podcasting ko the thing is अब podcast culture नै छैन नेपालमा अहिलेसम्म. So like हुन्छ नि अब यङ्स्टर्सहरूलाई त बुझाउनलाई सजिलो हुन्छ, but then like अङ्कल आन्टीहरूले पडकास्ट भनेर के हो भनेर बुझाउनु पर्यो भने चाहिँ त्यो रेडियो जस्तै हो, but then यो रेडियो चाहिँ लाइक इन्टरनेटमा बज्छ भनेर बुझाउनु पर्छ. So people don't get the idea of
it's kind of difficult to tell people exactly what you do in Nepal, you know? So to be honest, this is not the only thing that we do also, you know? So this is not our full-time work. As like content
but
creators,
it can be, man, like it can be like podcasting can be a full-time job
it
as well.
definitely can be,
because it's this so time consuming.
Yeah.
And like it takes a lot of thoughts and that to you have to put in a lot of thought and everything to keep it going.
Definitely. So
yeah, sorry, you were saying
हाम्रो चाहिँ अब definitely like हुन्छ नि अब सुरुमा as podcasters like we were gonna try to put out episodes every week, which was not sustainable at all because Kritisha and me both are like busy with our own lives, you know. And so the podcasting part is a part of our life, but it's not like completely the only thing that we do. And another thing is, as content creators, we're always looking for new topics. But like when we started, we already had so many things to talk about that half the thing that this may go okay. And I think the thing with podcast चाहिँ कस्तो भइरहेछ अहिलेको मलाई the thing that I think so far is हामीले एउटा podcast गरेपछि then we realize oh shit हामीलाई यसको बारेमा त थाहै छैन के. So we talk to one person, then we figure out a completely different topic. Okay? So recently we talked to Ankshita Di and we also talked to Himalday about economics and like policy making and stuff. And then she was telling us about impact investment. Okay? That's something we were not like completely aware about. And maybe now we'll like do another episode on that. So most of the contents that we're getting is like talking to people and like them exposing us to new topics. So and that's also been upside about podcasting and creating content. And then so we have new ideas always coming in. And we do our own research on those ideas. Yeah, man.
But the question is, what is the most challenging thing?
Okay.
Like सबभन्दा challenging कुरा चाहिँ के हो?
Most challenging thing, obviously, if you look at it from a मान्छेहरूले हेर्ने point of view, podcast is still not the most popular thing that people watch. And so in Nepal, people watch or listen. And so your culture छैन. Because I think podcasting culture is mostly like I listen to podcasts when I'm usually commuting, you know. So म चाहिँ पहिले अब ब्याङ्ककमा हुँदाखेरि हुन्छ नि ट्रेन्समा हुँदाखेरि or बसेसमा हुँदाखेरि I used to listen to a lot of podcast, होइन. तर अनि नेपालमा पनि since I drive a lot, drive गर्दाखेरि I listen to podcast, होइन. But most people in Nepal तिनीहरू like हाम्रो commute time त्यस्तो धेरै छैन क्या अरू सिटिजहरू जस्तो. Suppose ब्याङ्ककमा like the commute time is easily like हुन्छ नि more than 1 hour खाले हुन्छ नि if you're going from like city to यता townsहरू, होइन. But then Nepalma, people are mostly riding a bike and it's not safe to listen to anything while you're riding a bike.
Yeah.
You know? And त्यो भएर पनि हो plus the commute times are a bit shorter. And also I think like त्यो culture पनि completely छैन तर बिस्तारै आइरहेछ. Like there's a lot of podcasts
आउन त आइरहेछ.
I think यही same yearमा there's a lot of podcasts that came along and I think like that has helped the whole podcast thing grow. Okay? Which is great.
Definitely. Like last year compare गर्ने र अहिले compare गर्नेमा नि like there are a lot of people who listen to podcasts now. अनि I think another challenging कुरा is like हुन्छ नि like we did not want to start a video podcast in the beginning. We just wanted it to be an audio, but then like हुन्छ नि demand everybody wanted us to like actually have a video podcast. So that is why like हाम्रो first को 4 episodes it's audio and त्यसपछि चाहिँ we moved on to video. So that is because like podcastहरू त like I don't know, for some reason people enjoy watching podcasts.
Yeah.
So I personally, I never watch podcasts. Like, I just listen to it. So I think to say like the culture set nabhayera पनि people are still watching podcasts.
People are still used to the interview, like watching people talk kind of thing. So yeah, the audio matra is not that popular right now.
Yeah, but then like अब हुन्छ नि त्यही नै, if that is what people really want, so let's like get into it. One हामीले नि भिडियो नै गर्यो पछि चाहिँ.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is the challenge. And yeah, a lot of people have said Suvarna Shreshna Bostnet ko चाहिँ was really interesting. And there was one more about how the economist दाइसितको सबै एपिसोड चुम्मा लागेको थियो मलाई. He's referring to Himal Daiko.
So yeah, Himal.
He's not exactly an economist, but yeah, we get you.
Yeah, we get. But yeah, so Himal we've worked with him before in school, college, and we've always like just had amazing conversations like these. Like whenever I've worked with him, he has a different way of looking at things. He's very like snappy about things, and he always has a one-liner to put to you. So that's always fun. I think like my first conversation that we had with him was just not enough. Okay? We were like we need another one. So he was the first, I think, the back-to-back guest that we ever had. So which was fun. And plus, like in times like these, he had everything ready. Like he was very comfortable with, since he also teaches like Uta, so he also teaches in Norwegian business school. So he had all the equipments ready. So he had like everything ready. So we could just like hop on a Zoom call and just like get everything. So it was easy for us as well, and plus amazing fun and like insanely QnA knowledgeable episodes. So yeah, we've had fun with that episodes. Thank you.
Yeah. Himal Daisamako was fun because I think he's very opinionated and very like verbal about what he thinks.
Yeah.
Because he also does that research.
Exactly. Because
so like valid lagne ka Himal Daiko kuraharu chai.
He has also a very strong opinion about things, and it's not just about how kura. He has his like backing to why. Yeah, this why ta he has that. So it makes like sense to listen to him.
Already personal questions are पनि थियो यसमा, but like most of the personal questions are for me. So
okay.
Kritisha ji tabai single ho re.
Oh damn.
Yes. अनि लाइक के रे कृतिशा जीले कुन सब्जेक्टमा ब्याचलर्स गर्नु भएको रे.
कुन सब्जेक्टमा गर्नु भएको?
So Mora Chauti, we were in the same college and we did BBA marketing together.
Yes.
So there's your answer. BBA in marketing. Some more questions. Okay, here's another one. Where do you see Dhikichyau in 5 years?
Oh damn, I think like there was another one also. Where do you see Dhikichyau in 3 years?
3 years.
I saw that.
3 years.
Okay, 3 to 5 years could be some. Where do you see yourself in 4 years? No, all right. You answer it and then I'll like follow up.
I know, please, you go ahead.
Damn, please.
Dhikichyau in I don't know, 3 to 5 years. Malai चाहिँ I am enjoying right now, what we're doing, like we're having conversations. And plus we're like I think there was another question also about तपाईहरुको schedule चाहिँ कस्तो हो Dhikichyauको episode को, please drop in the schedule भनेर एकजनाले like त्यो चाहिँ मेरो personal मा पठाउनु भएको थियो के. अनि yeah, so we do it by fortnightly, so once in 2 weeks, and this is like very sustainable for us. And मलाई चाहिँ because this is not something I do like तिमीले अघि भने, so we have other things going on, like this is like a part-time job खालेको. अनि त्यो भएको भएर चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ अहिले I just wanted to be यस्तै क्या, like for the like I am enjoying this, and त्यस्तो साह्रो envision चाहिँ गरिसकेको छैन.
Yeah.
But I think like we would want to grow obviously YouTube ma, and have more listeners, especially Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever. We would want to have I would want Dhikichyau to have a stronger audio listener base, and also would want it to, grow to a point where we can actually get more sponsors. JK तर जस्ट लाइक हुन्छ नि राम्रो राम्रो के भन्छ स्पिकर्सहरूलाई बोलाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ लाइक दे वुड वान्ट टु कम एन्ड टक विथ अस खालेको सिचुएसन होस् भन्ने चाहिँ छ.
I think like that is what the point. I think like, okay, so from the beginning when we started, this was not a commercial thing. We were not like, we have other plans of career and making money. So this podcast has never been it wasn't started with the aim of making money, and it still isn't, like that isn't our aim. But then what it is let's say a sustainable way of like self-growth, and also sustainable way to like have people come over and talk stuff, so the stronger audience base we have, the more like the community that we have, I think it'll be easier for us to like talk to ton babal mancheru, I think that is my motivation. So about 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, I want to see us talking to ministers and like politicians and huge analysts and like people who are like who are doing like making waves. So I think like that is our goal.
And also like adding on to that, like like building a community.
Definitely.
This is something we've talked about. So like the reason why we're also sort of pushing people to make their own podcast is because for the entire industry to grow in itself. And like we want Dhikichyau to have that loyal customers. Oh my god.
What are you selling, bro? What are you selling?
Just we want, what I'm getting at is we want a community that we can, that we have एउटा चाहिँ like build organically build चाहिँ गर्न मन छ भन्नु खोजेको. And I think that will be nice because के भन्छ unbiased like unbiased opinion or unbiased content push गर्नलाई चाहिँ push गरेर हुन्छ नि, and people would want to come in and listen to that unbiased opinion. त्यो चाहिँ like अलिकति mainstream मा आओस् जस्तो लाग्छ.
Yeah, definitely. मलाई चाहिँ like I want to be like the we want to be kind of the voice of like what the youths are thinking, what the youths want to say, kind of पनि के. अनि मलाई चाहिँ सकेसम्म we don't want to make this particular podcast commercial with all like sponsors and like बाहिरको money coming in, because like that will affect the things that we say.
Definitely.
So like we would never want to have that. We don't want to have sponsors, so like we have to talk in a certain way or do certain things in a certain way. This is like very natural, very like how we are, where we are. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is us.
Honest.
Yeah. Cool.
It is what it is. Another question. Hi, can you mention any epic moments you guys had while filming? I remember the one where we did with Yanni. हामी लिटरली त्यो 3 चोटि रिकर्ड गर्ने थियो यार. लिटरली लाइक हामी लाइक पडकास्ट रिकर्ड गर्ने बेला चाहिँ इट्स लाइक on one roll and like on the go एकचोटि रिकर्ड गर्यो, like any embarrassing moments, anything like uncut, like oh my god. Another thing, हामीले एउटा एपिसोडमा we sort of like mispronounced the guest ko name, and that is still okay. So that is the testament of हुन्छ नि we do it one cut ma and it's like all unfiltered खालेको. But for some reason with Yanni it was like it just didn't happen के. 3 चोटि रिकर्ड गर्नु पर्यो क्या हामीलाई. अनि I think that is an epic moment or हुन्छ नि fun story खालेको. But then we ended up having a really nice episode with her on love languages.
That was episode 4.
And TikTok ma, episode 4. On TikTok ma and like YouTube ma also people are like, who is this Yanni? We want a face reveal. So we really want Yanni to come back. So if you guys want us to reveal Yanni's face, then please comment it down below, YouTube ma or Instagram ma or I don't know, wherever.
Yeah.
So we can actually persuade her to come to our podcast. Yeah. Do you have any epic moments that you remember? अरू के थियो यार epic moments?
I think like there have been a lot on Sunny, so like epic moments. I think like the ones that you mentioned is like obviously one of them. I think like meeting Prakriti was one of them on Sunny. Seeing someone our age do like such amazing job was a real motivation, you know. And to actually like sit down and talk to her. We spent a whole day with her. Like the podcast is one part, but then like we spent 2-3 hours before that with her, and after that we like spent the whole evening with her. So that was really good, and yeah, and we've met.
It was fun. That was fun.
And I think also with Mr. Moinali Thasa.
Oh, Ravi Daisang was such a wholesome conversation. Yeah.
So I think like that episode on with the life coach, I think that's episode 19, 20.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't remember it either.
I think like the title says like talks with the life coach or something.
Lessons with lessons from a life coach.
And yeah, man, he completely changed my perspective, and I actually made some life decisions after that podcast. So yeah, I think that was pretty amazing.
Our question is, tell us about the funniest fight you had.
Fight?
Fight.
With each
like
other?
An argument or discussion. Obviously. Fight
What was the funniest fight we've had?
I think our fights are more serious.
Oh, it's not like so funny. I think I'm gonna say we have like arguments sometimes, you know.
Like a lot, bro.
Yo. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to Janakpur. Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying we have fights.
Yeah, we basically have arguments a lot, because we come from two very different sides.
Yeah, I think अलि different नै छ है दुईजना.
हाम्रो I think like the thought pattern is completely different. Like most of the topic-हरुमा हाम्रो कुरा मिल्दैन, and I think that is what makes us like the dynamic. Okay, it's not so that's what I like. I mean, I think like it started with the same thing. We used to have conversations, and every conversation I used to be like on a completely different side, and she used to be on a completely different side, but we somehow managed to have a conversation and respect
find that middle ground
and like respect each other's views and opinions on that topic. And it was never like it was never like changing aruharuko perspective. If it was trying to understand unaruko perspective and trying to make them understand our perspective, but at the end of the day it's not like converging unaruko thoughts and if it made sense to them, they would like that's right, they would, but then like you're not somebody to force, and then I think like that's what makes our dynamic. अनि तर त्यही कुरा गर्दा गर्दा कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ हुन्छ हैन कहिलेकाहीँ you had like certain instances where we had like arguments on similar topics because like that is so dumb हुन्छ नि, like the things that you're saying is so dumb तर कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ I think we've had arguments about the podcast itself because I kind of procrastinate a lot. अनि
wow, thanks for finally admitting it.
Yes. Anyway, Dhikichyau is like very timetable-y kind of person. She needs everything done.
Yeah, मलाई सब कुरा structured हुनुपर्छ.
Yeah, she needs to know what's gonna happen and like when and how and everything.
You're making me look like
what, granny?
Complete. Saru पनि छैन ल please. I'm not त्यस्तो सारो, but then it's because he procrastinates a lot. Like I have to be the bitch.
Yeah, she is. So त्यो भएर चाहिँ we've kind of had like instances. Do you remember any?
I think funny त हैन, तर एउटा argument I remember was about buying the roadcaster नि. Remember how I thought it was like not financially. I thought it was like financially dumb. Yeah, I know. My financially dumb लाग्यो त्यो कुरा. But then you were like, "Oh no, bro, like यस्तो छ अनि यस्तो हुन्छ अनि यस्तो छ."
Yeah, so obviously like मलाई चाहिँ ग्याजेट्सहरू अति मनपर्ने होइन सो आई वाज लाइक लुकिङ एट डिफ्रेन्ट यो पडकास्ट इक्विपमेन्ट्सहरू यताउति अनि रोडकास्टहरू देखेर आई वाज लाइक ड्याम लाइक वी निड टु गेट द्याट भनेर अनि लाइक सी वाज लाइक वाइ डु वी निड इट हुन्छ नि वी नट लाइक वी हेभन्ट इभन स्टार्टेड येट एउटा एपिसोड पनि निकालेको छैन वाइ डु वी निड इट भनेर सो आई काइन्ड अफ कन्भिन्स्ड हर टु यु नो गेट इट अनि या So we had like mini.
But it's nice, like quality चाहिँ राम्रो छ so ठिकै छ.
Alright, next question.
Yeah. अनि अर्को चाहिँ फेसबुकमा थियो एउटा के भन्छ what are your opinions on त्यो KMC को त्यो रत्न पार्कमा त्यो मुरल बनाएको थियो नि अनि त्यो गभर्मेन्टले रिपेन्ट हान्दै थियो नि what are your opinions on that भनेर थियो एउटा चाहिँ.
Oh damn, yeah man, like I think
that is so sad ke that's so sad and that's so disrespectful because the symbolism behind it ke huncha ni.
Oh no, I think like yeah the symbolism is one part you know but for me huncha ni a city is ke भन्ने it is like it has a soul ke and the soul is the people ke you know like we as a people make the soul of the city huncha ni अनि त्यो जुन चाहिँ एक्सप्रेसन्सहरू हुन्छ नि मान्छेहरूको इट्स जस्ट लाइक सिटीको एक्सप्रेसन्सहरू हो क्या अनि लाइक द्याट इज वाट मेक्स काठमाडौँ के हाम्रो पिपल लाइक वाट वी डु हाउ वी डु थिङ्स हुन्छ नि लाइक द कार्भिङ्स अन द वाल द यु नो ग्राफिटिज द्याट्स देयर एभ्रिथिङ के स्मलेस्ट थिङ्स हुन्छ नि द momo stalls that we have, the coffee shops and the people, the culture, that as a whole makes a society, a culture on the you know, and like to wipe that out is man, that's like wiping out. That's like that's like wiping out a soul. That is like that is erasing what makes Kathmandu. And that's like to
only like what was the के भन्छ reason they gave for wiping it out?
Four भयो भनेर
भनेर हो कि because they wanted to do some other painting on that very spot कि some त्यस्तो के भन्ने सुन्नु
I think like the mayor जो हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो हैन उहाँ she's done like similar things before as well जब पहिले पनि like हुन्छ नि खानाहरू दिने क्रममा I think like that too he wanted to shut it down because राम्रो देखेन भनेर हैन लाइक हुन्छ नि काठमाडौँ एकदम माग्ने ठाउँ जस्तो देख्यो भनेर he wanted to clean that out as well so I think he has a lot of त्यो हुन्छ नि public मा कस्तो देख्छ काठमाडौँ भनेर but he does not see what काठमाडौँ like the people के जसले त्यो खानाहरू डिस्ट्रिब्युट गरिरहेको छ that is what makes काठमाडौँ के the people who've painted those हुन्छ नि things on the wall to actually symbolize हाम्रो frontline workersहरू हुन्छ नि अनि that is what makes काठमाडौँ के अनि he's trying to erase the very things हुन्छ नि that makes us
I mean like he's putting up that fake picture but for who I mean
don't get it
like मान्छेहरू नै खुसी छैन भने like for who
alright so that's our opinion
so I think that's it questions I don't know if I missed any
more
तिम्रोमा के आछ तिम्रोमा के छ
I think this one there's मेरोमा there are a few it's a long one so I'm so glad you guys have used this platform to talk about things that aren't usually brought up in the limelight. We have become so immune to the patriarchy that it often goes unseen and normalized masculinity, among many other reasons, led to unreported sexual abuse. Having had this experience, until I watched your podcast, I wasn't even aware about the statute of limitation for filing a rape complaint being just 1 year. This isn't enough time and we need to rewrite the rules. You are the representative voice for everyone who's listened to you. You're making a difference. I can't say this enough. I'm so proud of you too. All right.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yes. So this is one from our very, very supporter, number one supporter. And yeah, well, Yeah, I think
I
we
mean,
did dive into like the whole unsani patriarchy and the unsani scenario, okay, and it's actually sad to see unsani अहिले पनि it does it's not like something that you can like just snap your finger and make it go away हुन्छ नि even if you do make laws again like हुन्छ नि to prevent it, it's still probably going to happen. It's not like it's not going to change in a month or two or like a year हुन्छ नि. It's going to take a whole generation, okay? So I think like that is the first thing that we have to understand हुन्छ नि. As much as we wanted to हुन्छ नि just like भोलिपल्ट नै go away, maybe like make this एकदमै अमेजिङ रुल or something like that जुन चाहिँ इम्प्लिमेन्ट गर्ने बित्तिकै it's gonna make a huge difference भनेर होइन. So it might make a difference तर it's not gonna be that, like that's not gonna happen because it's so deeply embedded in our society, in our families हुन्छ नि. And जुन चाहिँ त्यो we talked about प्रकृतिसँग पनि we talked about the rape culture होइन. अनि we had a professor with us होइन. And with her also we talked about like the actual laws हुन्छ नि rape laws चाहिँ के छ है नेपालमा भनेर. So I think like with those episodes we actually figure out that there is like administrative flaws चाहिँ छ होइन, like systemमा flaws छ which prevents हुन्छ नि which prevents victims from reporting cases, but then to say that the culture or society let's say it doesn't play a role भन्ने चाहिँ is like very very mistake है एकदमै. That's like very flawed होइन, because the culture that we brought up in अनि हुन्छ नि the society that we live in plays a huge role okay. अनि like you see it more so in like rural areas than in Kathmandu होइन. I think we're very fortunate enough to kind of like हुन्छ नि have that upper hand पनि. अनि त्यो भएर पनि we tend to ignore यस्तो थिङ्सहरू के, because like we don't have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis.
That's so true.
हामीले आफैले देख्दैन अनि आफैले पनि कहिलेकाहीँ भोग्दैन अनि we're not exposed to those things, and so we tend to ignore it हुन्छ नि. But then अब right now I'm like in Janakpur होइन, and I've been here for almost like more than 2 weeks now, and you see a lot of things के, just like normal things which is so normalized हुन्छ नि. Like having like अब हुन्छ नि अब घरमा पनि if you go to like somewhere like it's like all the women they will serve the men first and like they'll eat later okay. That's like the most like एकदमै बेसिक कुरा हो क्या, एकदमै नै बेसिक कुरा हो. It's like everywhere हुन्छ नि, like you the husband eats first then only the wife is supposed to eat खाली क्या.
Yeah, I mean like even here man, like त्यो त यहाँ पनि छ नि.
Yeah, that's like
it's like a form of respect के at this point हुन्छ नि.
Exactly.
And it's like so embedded, like nobody will ever question that.
Exactly. अनि त्यही त
nobody will ever question. It's just like respect हो खालेको.
Yeah, but yeah there are layers to it के हुन्छ नि, which I think like हुन्छ नि I would want to dive more into it हुन्छ नि.
Yeah, definitely.
I would definitely want to dive more into it because I think we've done a couple of episodes, with those couple of episodes and couple of conversations are a starter, but it's not enough. I know. I mean, there's a lot more that we can do as a society, as a community, and as youths of this country. You know, and I definitely want to have like more conversations like these with like just like sitting down in a coffee table with someone, and have these kind of conversations. Okay? Actually like would change thoughts and opinions of some people. So yeah, I think हुन्छ नि म चाहिँ यता बसेर for like 2-3 weeks हुन्छ नि there are a lot of things that I thought were changing but they're not at all you know. So me चाहिँ I think after this podcast and it's also taught me that I want to do something in my life as a career itself हुन्छ नि to change this okay? So most of मेरो like हुन्छ नि I think career चाहिँ यसमै जान्छ होला. I think that's what I'm planning. So this podcast has also helped me हुन्छ नि choose a better career path. So let's see where that goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. Like just adding on to that हुन्छ नि के अरे this podcast has also like made us aware okay? so many kura, like you said, you want it to be your career path, and you want to study this even more खालेको तर त्यो हो मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो पर्सनली लाइफमा नै सानो सानो चेन्जेसहरू चाहिँ गर्न इन्करेज चाहिँ गरेछ जस्तो लाग्छ क्या कतिवटा कन्भर्सेसन्सहरू त आई डिडन्ट इभन वान्ट टु have those conversations with people, because I would just be like, okay, I cannot have this conversation with this person. I know kasto cha yo manche and I don't even want to bother changing it khali huncha ni. But because we've had so many conversations with so many people, ani aile chai huncha ni, the belief of how powerful a conversation can be has just grown stronger, okay?
Yeah.
So any chance I get, I would want to sit down with a person who has an open mind to have a decent conversation. Okay?
Yeah. I think
so. The belief that conversation is so powerful, it's just grown from this podcast.
Definitely, I think a conversation can truly change your life, man.
Definitely, and I think that's the entire theme of Dhikichyau as well.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much for sending us this. There are a couple more. Okay, so which one is your personal favorite episode?
Oh, I really like the Uwala.
Birth order.
That's what it was. It was so fun.
Alright.
The entire procedure was रमाइलो okay? We read the book first I was just हामी ड्राइभ गरिरहेको थियो or कता थियो अनि just दिमागमा आयो ब्रो यसको बारेमा कुरा गरौँ न टाइप्स खाली भयो and then यसो अलिकति सर्च गर्दाखेरि त बुक पनि रहेछ अनि okay let's read the book भने नि क्या okay खाली हुन्छ नि क्या aha moments filled with aha moments अनि अनुनयसँग कन्भर्सेसन गर्दाखेरि त झन् क्या हुन्छ नि रमाइलो भइरहेको because क्या मिलेको थियो नि त the only setback was we didn't have a middle child हैन त्यसमा त्यो नि भएको भए चाहिँ बवाल हुन्थ्यो but I really enjoyed that episode
yeah that episode was really fun म आफै पनि एकदम शक भइरहेको थिएँ तर yeah man that episode was fun I think for me चाहिँ मेरो personal favorite episode would be the Nepal's strongest
Mr. Mainali
no
oh
yeah
of course
yeah so
of course
so we had all the boys and हामीहरु सबजना अनि we released the episode right before हाम्रो nationwide powerlifting competition and yeah we put in the work and that day was just sitting down and talking about the whole process behind it and yeah the process behind हाम्रो training and powerlifting and motivation and everything and it was just sitting down and having conversation so just having a fun conversation so I really enjoyed that one
yeah मलाई त्यो एपिसोड चाहिँ कस्तो रमाइलो लाग्यो थियो because तिमीहरु क्या हम्बल रहेछ जस्तो फिल भयो के मलाई त्यति बेला because हुन्छ नि everyone is these guys are they look so scary यति उठाइरा हुन्छ अनि all that and it's actually intimidating it's actually scary but then conversation गर्दाखेरि they're so chill अनि हुन्छ नि मलाई चाहिँ personally यस्तो लाग्छ हुन्छ नि vulnerabilities हरु देखाइराको नि I was oh my god these guys are so humble यार actually कस्तो humble रहेछ खाली फिल भएको थियो नि मलाई त क्या हुन्छ नि respected even more खालीको भइराथ्यो क्या तिमीहरुको entire group हुन्छ नि अनि okay this is such a healthy way of competing and such a healthy way of doing something khali bhayo थियो क्या so yeah मलाई drama लागेको थियो I was totally enjoying it
yeah so I think that episode is not just for athletes and powerlifters but at least for within people who just want to listen to the process it's the same for अरूहरु कुरामा पनि use गर्न मिल्छ क्या so मलाई चाहिँ त्यो भयो and I think about powerlifting the sport because most people are not aware about it and मलाई चाहिँ I really want to it's changed my life powerlifting has changed my life so I really want to tell more people about this and watch this sport grow okay and if you've noticed you call it a powerlifting meet okay? Not a competition so it's literally it's literally a community okay? It's literally a community where people come together and they meet okay? So that's a different powerlifting goes a different kind of philosophy a different kind of okay? It is definitely there's definitely competition obviously when you compete to win but then it's called a meet for a reason okay? Because everybody's so it's a niche sport and I think, you know, the culture is different. Okay? And
Yeah.
it's a very humbling sport. So it's nice.
Yeah, मलाई नि राम्रो लागेको थियो. It was, you know, to like तिमीहरूको conversations हुँदाखेरि नि it was so nice के. Like everybody like respected everybody regardless of कति उठाउँछ कसले types. So yeah. मेरो के भन्छ मेरो पर्सनलमा चाहिँ एउटा आएको थियो आदित्यजीले कति उठाउनुहुन्छ भनेर कति डेडलिफ्ट गर्नुहुन्छ भनेर.
Oh wow. Okay, so मेरो अहिलेसम्मको PR official PR meet PR चाहिँ is 245 kgs deadlift. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna go up very soon.
Should go up.
Yes.
अर्को एउटा चाहिँ अगेन दिस इज अलिकति लाइक भन्नाले मेरो पर्सनल वालामा आएको चाहिँ क्यान यु टक अबाउट स्किन केयर एन्ड बडी केयर भनिरहेको थियो मलाई. First of all, I would like to tell you that it's an Instagram filter that makes my skin look better. But having said that, के भन्छ अलिअलि स्किन केयर रुटिन चाहिँ फलो गर्छु अलिअलि and I try to sleep on time and drink a lot of water and work out. So there you have it.
Oh, you work out?
Yes. Coach छ एकजना.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, so मेरो coach, मेरो programming चाहिँ चाउले गरिदिरहेको छ. That's why he's like, you know, nudging me to say it out loud.
Yes.
And he's taking clients. So if you guys want a trainer, like online trainer, you can DM him.
Yes.
He's doing मेरो program and it's going good. So yeah.
Yeah. So
अर्को एउटा question
I think you say I'll just add something. So people who follow me on Instagram, they basically think that I only do powerlifting. But म चाहिँ मेरो प्रोग्रामलाई obviously like अरूहरूलाई गराउँदैन कि I don't like make everybody powerlifters, you know. So if your goal coming in as a client is to, you know, lose weight or gain weight or like हुन्छ नि look good or whatever हुन्छ नि, so obviously like people like us हुन्छ नि trainers cater you accordingly के. So it's not like I'm a powerlifter, so you have to like my clients have to be a powerlifter. If you just want to lose weight, you can still like contact me. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Sponsored by Aditya Todayy. Free को यार तिम्रो free को publicity के हो यस्तो?
अलिअलि त गर्नु परिहाल्यो नि bro.
ठिक छ. I think there's also एउटा अलिकति similar but अलिकति different. Which was the most fun episode to shoot between yourself and also with the guest and why? The fun wala I think it was the one we did for 2020 wrap up wala.
Oh yeah, driving around, that was cool. I think
that was drama.
That is what we always do. I know mostly like I mean गाडीमा बसेर हामी कुदाने गर्छ. The only difference that day was the cameras and the mic were on, okay? But it's like the same thing. And so I think that was the most fun and the most realistic conversation.
Realistic, candid.
Yeah, candid.
Yeah. गेस्ट वाला त खै त्यस्तो बायस त हुनु मन लाग्दैन गेस्ट मान्छे हैन. It was fun like
गेस्ट वालासँग कुरा गर्यो भने त it probably be like the with the boys नै होला the Nepal's strongest. मेरो चाहिँ
personal favorite. खै मलाई त like सबै नै रमाइलो सबै नै was really nice. रवि दाइसँगको was also very 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 enlightening. Like we literally talked about life and careers and everything.
No, I think Mr. Mainali सँग चाहिँ I don't know why I keep calling him Mr. Mainali either like
I don't either.
So Zeus and with him say it was a conversation but he was asking questions के
कस्तो थेराप्युटिक भएको थियो त्यो एपिसोड.
Like हुन्छ नि he actually did like a coaching session with us हुन्छ नि अनि like he kept us thinking के हुन्छ नि पछि when I was driving home हुन्छ नि he's like what kind of life do I want. It's like damn.
I know. And I think the reason why I liked that episode in particular was because you remember, you know that feeling when you just watch a motivational video on YouTube and you're like full of enthusiasm, हैन? तर अब के गर्ने चाहिँ थाहा छैन के. लाइक एक्सन चाहिँ थाहा छैन क्या लाइक तिम्रो जस्तो हुन्छ नि एक्साइटमेन्टमा त बढिरहेछ हुन्छ नि अब ओ ए म त गर्छु टाइप्स फिलिङमा त आइरहेछ तर अब के गर्ने भनेर चाहिँ यो ब्ल्याङ्क के बट लाइक विथ रवि दाई आई थिङ्क हि एक्चुली गेभ अस टक 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 स्टेप्स क्या लाइक यो सिचुएसनमा चाहिँ यो गर लाइक हुन्छ नि भेरी अब्जेक्टिभ क्या अनि आई थिङ्क बिकज इट वाज सो अब्जेक्टिभ एन्ड वेयर सो युज टु seeing subjective things हुन्छ नि like what are your opinion on it भन्दाखेरि it depends it's subjective खाले नभएको नि it was like this is it खालेको भएको थियो नि त अनि like you were actually forced to sit and think if it actually works for you or not so त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ it was like damn खाले चाहिँ भएको थियो therapeutic नै भएको थियो त्यो एपिसोड चाहिँ
I made some decisions after that it was fun
yeah
Alright, so अर्को एउटा question मेरोमा आएको चाहिँ how much have you grown as a person doing this podcast?
A lot. Like कस्तो अघि तिमीले भने जस्तो त्यो हुन्छ नि you actually made decisions खालेको I think a lot of my life decisions has been based on the conversations we've had with the speakers or like हुन्छ नि कुनै podcast गरिसकेपछि अनि like internalize गरेको or you know सोचेको कुराहरू त्योबाट पनि डेन्जर इन्फ्लुएन्स भएको जस्तो लाग्छ
I think so to be completely honest हुन्छ नि this podcast is of very like हाम्रो is like just the two of us नि त अनि it has a lot of influence to do with our life क्या personal life हैन अनि so it has सुरुमा it has a lot of fitness content because I am into fitness हैन अनि I know people around it that's why we've had like fitness content or त्यसरी नै अनि we've had like talks about social justice अनि like the patriarchy in the society because those are things that we really like we're shocked to like because we're not completely exposed to it तर जब भयो we were like how is this even happening right now and like what are the ways to do it and then like there is a whole series on what next you know which is हामी दुईजनाको दुविधा लिटरली के हामी दुईजनाको दुविधा टु लाइक हुन्छ नि फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स अनि हाउ डु वी एक्चुली मेक लाइफ डिसिजन्स भनेर सो इट हेज अ लट टु डु विथ हाम्रो पर्सनल लाइफ के द एपिसोड्स द्याट यु सी हेज टु डु विथ हाम्रो पर्सनल लाइफ अब सपोज इट्स एक्चुली लाइक सो इट्स इजी फर अस इट्स इजी भन्दा नि इट्स लाइक एन ग्रेट अपर्च्युनिटी के So if there's something that is interesting, about a topic which we don't know a lot about and it's like very interesting and we want to learn, we would literally like look up Manseru who've written about it or who are doing something about it and like contact them and talk to them and do our own research and like learn about that topic. So this for us is literally a learning platform. So
yeah, definitely. And also like even though it's like revolving around hamro life sort of अनि we do it हाम्रो लाइफको पेसमा गइरा जस्तो like there are people who are struggling with the same problems also नि त त्यो what next वाला question पनि because it's something everyone faces हैन so like we just wanted to put out content that was हुन्छ नि credible enough so that it helps us and along the way it helps others like people who are listening to it too okay so even though it's like alikati related to our life we really put in the effort to you know actually make it credible so that people who are listening also get something out of it
all right so one more question who took all the behind the scenes pictures in the earlier episodes
behind the scenes it was Sai
So alright, so starting out, like she was always the most.
Did she ask this question?
Yeah, obviously. So Sarsha, if you're watching this, like she's always like.
Shout out to Sarsha. Yeah.
She's always been the most supportive person for our podcast. And like starting out, she was our audio person. She was like taking all the pictures and like she's helped us. She's also contributed in like making the design logos or changes and everything like so like thank you so much for everything and we couldn't have done it
thank you so much Saw. Yeah, and she would like always remind us to take the thumbnail pictures and she's like the sweetest because like she got us Dhikichyau ko mug like after I think right after we like aired the first episode
yes
and like Ati sweet Saute number one supporter thank you so much
all right do we have any more questions
I
had one more it was like please have a haircut Hey,
Oh my god, not
please get a haircut. Oh my god. Yes, okay, I'm gonna get a haircut. But since lockdown and everything happened, म बाहिर जानु पाएको छैन and I know I look like shit. Please don't remind me I look like shit भनेर I'm gonna get my hair done so soon.
Yeah. Like मलाई चाहिँ एउटा not exactly question but एउटा feedback चाहिँ यस्तो आएको थियो के भन्छ we've seen a lot of growth in Dhikichyau but not in terms of followers but कृतिशाको कपालमा रे like what the fuck like what even and that is from my brother so yeah
Nice,
तिमीहरूको growth चाहिँ danger भइरहेछ तर growth चाहिँ तेरो कपालमा मात्र भइरहेछ followersहरूको खोइ त अरे so guys please like share this podcast with your friends so we get more followers and we see more growth in our followers and not just in our hair
and like we have a lot of viewers who've not subscribed so abo let's say please if you like watching this
is the right time
please just hit the subscribe button and be notified when our videos drop. All right, this one is from a friend and he is like bodybuilding kaile khelne ho hazur big fan. All right, so I'm probably going to be competing powerlifting ma a lot. Like I plan on competing for the next few years. But then I don't think bodybuilding ma you're gonna see me pose on a stage say anytime soon. So sorry to break your heart, Ayush. It is for you to do. Please. We'd love to see you on stage soon.
Yes.
La.
Anything else?
Nah, I think that is it.
Is there anything you want to like really धेरै नै like सब नै कुरा गरिसके I think almost सबै.
So all right, so along the way we also decided this to make it like along our life, you know. So I think like that is what we're doing, and I think the key takeaway from people who are watching this or want to start a podcast, you know. To be brutally honest, you can definitely make a living out of this, but Nepal is still difficult to make like a full-time living out of this. So if you want to do that, like highly go for it. You can make it amazing. But then for us, we really want to have different careers. You know, this is not the main path, but that doesn't mean like we don't give importance to podcasting. This is literally hamro therapy, like hamro growth, learning, everything comes from this. So we would love for you to like see growth here, you know. But what we want to do is we want to bring experiences from different hamro afno lives, you know, as we grow. So Jun Mahim Daile and Jyotile hamla sodai थियो like how do you see this Dhikichyau like 3 years 5 years down the line how I see it is next year maybe like next year I'll be doing my masters or next year maybe like Kritisha will be doing her masters. We'll be in completely two different sides of the world and we'll be meeting completely new people, doing research or like different things. I might be working in somewhere else, she might be working somewhere else, and just to be able to see the growth. We started here and to go like completely different ways, but still like have that difference in opinions, but growth.
Yeah, I think
is what I want to see. That is what I want to see like within 3 to 5 years. I want to see us being completely different. Like oil is I want to see us being completely different places. Like not just world ma matra haina ki like we can be in Nepal but in our heads, in our bodies, in every way. We want to be I want to see ourselves in like different places but still come together and like you know have that conversation about it because I think I'll still add on this okay. So I say always the reflecting back on life has always given me the clarity to move forward. Okay.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm at my hometown and this is where I kind of grew up. I'm from Janakpur. You know, is like the capital of province 2 and is not the most developed place in the world. You know, it has a lot of flaws and it has a lot of things that is so different from what we are so used to seeing in Kathmandu or different places, you know. So this tells me like mo kaha chu ra kaha janu cha or like how you know So the people that I used to play म बच्चामा हुँदाखेरि जोसँग म क्रिकेटहरू खेल्थेँ होइन, they're still here and they're the same. बुझ्यो? अब अहिले बसेर हुन्छ नि, I definitely like हुन्छ नि sit and hang out with them, like just like I met them yesterday हुन्छ नि, I sat down and hang out with them and they still are right where they were के हुन्छ नि so many years back. And that just like हुन्छ नि I could just see like म कता थिएँ र कता छु टाइपको भन्नु होइन. And so tomorrow we're shooting this this is on Tuesday. We're shooting this on Tuesday and like this is going to come out on Saturday. Now
Saturday.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm flying to Bangalore where I studied मेरो high school पनि हैन, secondary school हैन, 7th 8th grade तिर हैन. And so on Friday we're going to Chikmagalur. On Saturday when this very episode airs, I'm going to be in my school where I studied, okay, my 7th grade. So I'm meeting my friends who I haven't seen in like 8 to 9 years. I know. So to go back like 8 to 9 years in Mero like life, I know, and to see where I am, like this is so exciting for me. Okay? I want to like literally reflect on like all of that, you know, like go back to my school and like see where things are and how far I've come. And I think like that's always been the, you know, learning for me, and like reflecting is the key to clarity.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree to that. मैले के एड गर्न लाग्थेँ बट आई डोन्ट नो तिमीले कुरा गरेर
मेरो थट्सहरु गो कहाँ.
One more question was, why do people our age, early 20s, feel the need to get established career-wise and financially by mid-20s or before marriage? Like, why do we feel the need to be well-established, like financially or like mentally?
Bro, I think it's not, if you start talking, it's
mid-20s or before marriage.
I think if you start talking on this, it's going to be a whole episode on its own because I have a lot to say on this. I think like we'll try to keep it short under like 10 minutes and we'll wrap it up after this question. So I think for me, like मैले यहाँसम्म अब बुझेको अनुसार चाहिँ I think it's also due to the हुन्छ नि pressure that obviously society pressure though is always there, but then like the way we see हाम्रो आफ्नो एजको people are going out and like doing well हुन्छ नि, अनि like that just gives us like, oh shit, like हुन्छ नि मेरो same साथीहरू who have started without doing this, like हुन्छ नि what am I doing खाली हुन्छ नि, there's always that rush हुन्छ नि. अनि but it's also kind of different, okay? अब if you see it on your stats को, so people in our generation are started like हुन्छ नि getting their work त हैन, like getting into the workforce late, buying houses late, getting married late, so everything has shifted के खास गरी. हाम्रो parents को generation चाहिँ were actually the ones who were like हुन्छ नि getting to work for, like छिटो settle छिटो, getting married छिटो, buying a house छिटो हुन्छ नि. But there are different reasons to it. There are different reasons behind it. But
I think to some extent, त्यसले like influence पनि गरेछ हाम्रो generationलाई also. Like you said, and I totally agree to the fact that कति कुराहरू चाहिँ parents को generation मा थियो, like the mid-20s, 20s सम्म नै like हुन्छ नि get everything figured out and stuff. अनि त्यही कुराले नै like हुन्छ नि because parentsहरूले आफ्नो बच्चाहरूलाई त्यही त गर्नु भन्छ नि त. So त्यसले गर्दा नि त influence भएको जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई त्यो चाहिँ.
No, there's obviously a heavy influence on how your parents the parenting within that you have on it, but then it's also like the social media culture, okay? The comparison culture that we have and how we're always like bombarded with 18-year-old millionaire, like this self-made, this and we're always like we don't want to be left behind in the race, okay? We don't want to be left behind in society. So we've always like given value to people who've like made it, you know. So I think so as you grow older and as you grow wiser, whoever's asking this question, you know, you will understand that making it doesn't always mean you have to have money or like a career path. Like just know that not nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody's just living their life. Nobody has 100% of their life figured out. so as perfect as it seems in those Instagram filters and the pictures that we post, obviously it's not like I could be posting mero top set ko and deadlifting like 200 kgs, like 6-7 whatever reps, but like the picture behind it is like I'm completely like crashed and like it's really difficult. So you post the accomplishments, but we don't really post हाम्रो hardships and the down the sides that go into it. So we're always seeing सबैजनाको upsides, and that's what हामीलाई चाहिँ it confuses us. Yeah. So I think slowly you understand that having enough, being content, and that is what gives you happiness. And I think like being happy is the goal, and like that is when you make it. So I think like it comes with understanding yourself. So put in time to understand yourself, like reflect. Reflect, understand yourself. त्यो भएपछि चाहिँ I think like जुन त्यो यो कुरा चाहिँ will become more clearer.
Definitely agreed.
Yeah.
I don't know, like add गरौँ अलिकति, न त अति लामो हुन्छ, but never mind. What I wanted to add was like मलाई चाहिँ त्यही हो, अस्ति कोसँग कुरा गरिरहेको थिएँ म, I think साथीसँग कुरा गरिरहेको थिएँ, अनि we were talking about how हाम्रो life हुन्छ नि, no matter how convenient it would be to just like find something online and like live by that and it solving your entire life, most probably or most times that's not what's gonna happen, okay?
Yeah.
Because there's like जति जस्तो जे रिसर्चहरु आए पनि like तिम्रो लाइफलाई perfectly fit हुने त हुँदैन नि, त्यस्तो sample size नै पाउँदैन नि, तिमी जस्तो like I don't know 100,000 जनाले live गरेको त्यस्तो like हुन्छ नि, perfect for your life चाहिँ हुँदैन नि त.
Yeah.
So you have to like live your life, experience it, hit and trial method गर्नुपर्छ कि के गर्नुपर्छ, fall down, हैन, like if it hurts, cry for some time, but get back up and start running again भन्नु खोजे के.
Yeah, definitely. I think we always like the same people that we go to school with, हाम्रो आफ्नै siblingsहरु पनि हुन्छ नि, we try to do what's worked for them.
Yeah.
But then to actually figure out what you want, you need to understand yourself better. So I think like you just like have to spend some time to understand yourself, and you will know what you actually want. So yeah, same thing. There's no cookie cutter thing. You just have to figure out yourself, then you'll figure out life. Wow. We're all in the process. We're all in this together. So we also haven't figured that out, and most people haven't. So yeah, please get in touch with us. We're all here.
Yeah, so thank you so much for everyone who sent us questions, even though it wasn't as much as we wanted it to be. It was definitely a humbling experience, and it just like I think pushed us to, it just reminded us that there's a long way to go. Like ek barsa balla bhayo, like many more to come.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're taking it like totally positive way, man. And thank you for all your wishes. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yes, I want to add a few things.
Wrap it up.
I always want to. So last one again. I think most people who are starting out there with anything in life, not just the podcast. I think most people when they're starting out, we always like it's like a very fast, quick generation. Okay? We want it like now. Once I need instant. And then always like the instant gratification. So I had this quote written in Miro apartment when I was in Bangkok, and it was written like long-term goals over short-term satisfactions. So I think like that mentality is like really important for anything. If you're starting a business, you're studying, you're like, then you want a fitness journey or like just a podcast or anything. Okay? So I think it's made like life very easier because like we are kind of trying to think in a long-term aspect,
Right, definitely.
So even if you're like starting with your fitness goals, and then if you go in with like, I'm just gonna do this in like 6 months or 3 months, and then like what next, you don't know. But if you go in with the mentality that it's going to be a lifelong process, that I want to do this like 10 years down the line, this is where I see myself. Or like just with this podcast, 1 year it's been like the most sustainable, the most like effortless, like effort the gako cha obviously, but it's been like very sustainable. And this is something like which like I was second-handedly see. I'm on the move. Tomorrow I'm going to be on a flight. Day after that I'm going to be traveling. But this is still going to be out on Saturday because like it's kind of been like a streamlined process. So
yeah, exactly. I think like तिमीले भनेको quote छ नि, that also helps you make wiser decisions.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like the same thing हुन्छ नि, हामीलाई पनि we were like full of enthusiasm and full of zeal, like हुन्छ नि bro, like एउटा podcast episode record गर्यो अनि second podcast record गर्यो and then त्यस बेला चाहिँ like first चाहिँ air गर्यो गरेर we were like trying to publish one after another every week नि त, and like but then like we took a step back and we thought this is something we want to do long term. So long term garnalai without getting demotivated, without having so much effort being sucked out of us, how can we do it when the answer was like doing it once in 2 weeks. And that is what we did, and like that's how we were like still sustaining, and that's how we plan to go ahead as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely. So this is just the first year. You'll see us on the same platform 10 years down the line, maybe a bit older, but still good.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Okay, I think that's it for this episode. I mean, we really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any more suggestions or any comments, you can leave it down below. And we will see you guys with a new episode or perhaps a new series in the next episode. So that is all from our side. Bye.
Bye.